Just on behalf of the entire Angels family, our owner, Artie Moreno, we are deeply saddened by the events of last night. Nick was a tremendous player, but not only a tremendous player, but a tremendous person. He impacted so many of our other players, our staff members, and our coaching staff in a very positive way. The fact of disbelief is just prevalent. We all are in shock. He stepped into our rotation and did a quality job in his first start of the season, and obviously you saw his performance last night, but again, just the person was a great person, and we are going to deeply miss him.
He's a great kid. And, you know, as a young ball player, you come here and summoned his father the day before and told his dad, better come here because something special is going to happen. And after the game last night, we had the opportunity to speak with Nick. And he was so elated because of what Scioscia had to say to him about his performance. The fact that he felt like a major leaguer. He'd worked so hard, coming from arm surgery, before he even signed. And his parents wanted to thank Eddie Bain, who, mind you, coming off arm surgery, the Angels went out and signed this player and developed a steadfast plan for him. And his local scout, Dan Radcliffe, they wanted to thank him. Some of the most exciting things about what we share in this game is to see the glow of a young man after he takes a huge step in his life, matures. And it's something that all of us in the game can share. And to, I think, focus on his loss is not what we need to do here today, but really focus on who Nick was and his achievement. And his parents really wanted to communicate to everyone that that it's a very difficult moment, but it's also a very special moment because Nick was most accomplished, and his life's goal was to be a Major League Baseball player, and he certainly achieved that standard.
You know, those of us that got to know Nick over the last 4 years from when he came into the organization, I can't tell you how proud we are of the growth that we've seen of a youngster that was a high school tremendous pitcher that had major arm surgery before he threw one pitch in professional baseball. And his growth as a person over the last 4 years is something that it was proud to, we were very proud of him. It was a privilege to watch, as his family should be very proud of where Nick was at age 18 when we first met him to how he, the person he grew into. And that's the memory we're going to move forward with. It was a privilege to be around Nick. He was an outstanding young man. And our thoughts and prayers are certainly with his family at this time. And we're going to carry his memory forward because he grew as much as any person I've ever been around in the last 4 years.
And nothing ever really fazed this kid. He, you know, he would deal with the peaks and valleys of development. And last night, we saw one of his peaks.
When you're a parent and you lose a child, the hope is that you exhibit in your children what Nick exhibited. And that he didn't just come out here and be, he just wasn't some extreme talent who was blessed. He fought to get here. And once he arrived here, he had to fight to get back here. And I think it's, you know, it just says a lot about Nick and his parents, as to what type of child they raised, because they raised someone who knew how to battle and knew how to fight his way to achieve what he wanted, and that's really what Nick Adenhart was about.
I'd also like to extend our condolences, thoughts and prayers to the families of the two victims in the auto crash, and extend our best wishes and thoughts and prayers to the young man that remains in the hospital. There were 4 people involved in this accident. While we were here talking about Nick Adenhart, let's all keep in mind the other 3 passengers in that vehicle.